Before we get started, are you guys trying to build your studio but don't have all the money right now? Well, if you're trying to do that, you might want to go ahead and click on my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. Zounds has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that does not require a credit or background check. Meaning, all you have to do is order it, they will ship it to you, and then you can just make monthly installments while you use your stuff. Now, it's not everything on the site, but it is a whole bunch of stuff on the site that you guys can get right now by clicking my link in the description and heading over to Zounds.com. So why wait? Go ahead and get you some gear today. Yo, did you know Analog Cases made a stand that can fit the HydroSynth, the MPC Key 37, and the MPC X Special Edition, and the MPC X too? They're the same size. Yeah, Analog Cases has just added a new stand to their already popular XTS stands. This stand is called the XL stand, and this thing is dope. This is a professional stand that is made for professional users. And this thing will protect your gear because it is made from 100% solid steel. And even if you put a mid-size keyboard or your MPC X or your MPC X Special Edition, this thing hugs those machines just like a glove. These stands are adjustable, so they're not one size fits all. If you want to make them smaller, you can. If you want to make them wider, you can do that as well. And these stands have ample clearance for all your cords and cables as well. So if you're looking for a really dope stand for your mid-size keyboards and for your MPC X or MPC X Special Edition, go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Analog Cases and get you the new XL stand today. Yo, 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 what is good? Hold on, let me get my camera and stuff right. Here we go. All right, there we go. What is good, everybody? What is good? What is good? What is good? What is good? Good to see y'all on here, man. What's up? What's up? Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. It is Sunday, January 4th already. It's already January 4th, and I'm already with the mess for 2026 already. So I wanted to come on here and just start up something already. I think it's cool when you try to start a conversation and try to get people to see what's going on with the convo. So, you know, I had to do something. Where y'all from? Let me know where you guys are from. Please let me know where you guys are from so I can go ahead and check y'all out and see where y'all are at. Want to know where y'all are from. Where are you from? And y'all go ahead and share this stream too, because I want to have like a nice little candid conversation. You know what I'm saying? And Happy New Year to everybody as well, man. You made it. You made it to 2026. Now we just got to see what all the BS is going to be for 2026. But you know, you made it. Okay, you made it to 2026. That's a blessing right there. Okay. Oh, KC, Missouri, Florida, Ocala. Man, I was just in Ocala. man. I was in Ocala. I had to go down to one of my uncle's funerals, and I was in Gainesville, and then I left Gainesville, dipped down to Ocala real quick, and then I came back to Atlanta the same day. Miami, what's good? What part of Miami? Just can't say Miami now. I got to say what part. East Oakland. Ooh. L.A. County. Okay. Nashville. Okay. Pittsburgh. Yeah, y'all have a big game tonight, man. Big game tonight. Win or go home. Fort Wayne. Hey, okay, Sweetwater. Powder Springs. Cold heat. Boy, you out there, cold heat. You out there for me. You are out there. Mill on the Track. What is good? Oh, man. Yeah, that GTA was supposed to come out like last month or something like that. They keep pushing it back. That's crazy. Columbus, what's good? Which Columbus? Ohio, Columbus, Georgia? Which one? We got Boston in the building. Yes, sir. Boise, Idaho. Okay. Oh, North Miami? Yeah. Oh, man, North Miami. That's where they found my brother Kai years ago. They stole my brother Kai and found it in North Miami. Yeah, my Buccaneers didn't make it to the playoffs, man. It's all good. It's all good. South Central Houston. Okay. Man, hey, next time I go to Houston, I might need to hit you up, man, because I went down to Houston and we went during the week. We went by the Turkey Leg Hut when it was still open. There was a few clubs down there, but I need to find some nice little, 30 and up clubs in Houston, man. You let me know some 30 and up clubs in Houston because I like the vibe in Houston. I just didn't know where to go, especially during the week. I like to go on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday type vibe. Birmingham, I was just in Birmingham. Just got back from Birmingham like maybe 2 hours ago. We had to take the kids back, the nieces and nephews. We had to take them back to Birmingham.
we had to go way out to the Foldendale, take them way out there. Then we went to Full Moon and stopped by Buc-ee's. What's good, Ohio? What part of Ohio? I used to go to school in Marietta. Used to be all over Ohio. I used to be in Athens. I used to be in Columbus. I used to be in Cleveland. Had a good time. I used to dip down to Parkersburg, West Virginia. Yeah, man, it's all good. Poughkeepsie, New York. Okay. Good to see all y'all on here, man. That is dope. That is dope. Yo. Shout out to all of the members of the channel, man. Shout out to all the members, man. Thank you guys for just supporting me month to month, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It really helps out a lot. Keeps me motivated to come on here. Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, Anchorage, Alaska. I heard it get lit up there in Anchorage too, man. I heard it get lit up there. Central Texas. What part of Texas, man? Let me know the city. Don't just say Central Texas. I travel. Charlotte. Man, Charlotte looking like an old school Atlanta now, huh? Bolo, I'm looking for a portable 500 series setup. Do you have any suggestions? I will say this. If you're looking for a 500 series setup, the suggestion is pay for the 500 series that you can afford. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're only getting a 5 to 10% difference from the very expensive 500 series to the cheap one. So it's all about how you record, what type of songs you make, the sonics going in. I'm telling you right now, the best mixing engineers can take whatever and still make it sound good. So if you want to buy the expensive stuff and you got the bread to do it, get it. But if you don't, buy the stuff that's comparable to it and still you'll get a very good sound. Okay? Monroe, Georgia, what is good? It's too wild. Yeah, it is too wild. Good to see all y'all on here. Orlando. You know I love Orlando. That's like my second home, man. I should have bought a house down there. I should have bought a house. I had a chance to buy a dope house in Orlando, a dope like little summer rental house. I passed on it, man. I don't know why I did it, but I passed on it. What's good? Queens of R&B. What's good? Queens on R&B. Okay. What's good? Queen's son. Queen's son. Okay. Queen's son. Okay. Okay. My bad. Happy New Year to you as well. Good to see all y'all on here. Good to see y'all on here. What is good? 318 J Coop. What's going on down that way? Hurricanes suck. That's why. What you say? I'm now getting into my Dawless setup. Your videos on the NPC Live and Astro Lab have really inspired me, so I'm looking forward to this video. Yeah, I really appreciate y'all chiming in on a Sunday. It's cool. I know at the beginning of the year, usually at the beginning of the year, like January or whatever, it's really kind of slow here on the tube. But, you know, I'm still going to be on here either way because it's fun to be on here like that. And, you know, I just want to start the year off with just a little question. That's all. I just want to start off with a little question and just to kind of enlighten people of what's going on. Oh, East Fishkill, Hopewell, my old stomping grounds. Okay. So how many of y'all right now who are watching this live, I want to ask you guys, how many of y'all right now currently have a full Dawless setup? Now, I know everybody has a DAW, okay? I get it. I know everybody has a computer and they have to run their stuff through there because y'all are watching me right now. Or you have like any type of device or whatever, you know. But how many of y'all have a Dawless setup right now? If you have a Dawless setup right now, just put a thumbs up right now. Put a thumbs up right now if you have some sort of a Dawless setup. It doesn't have to be MPC. It could be pretty much whatever. Y'all let me know if you have some sort of a, you know, Dawless type of a setup. That'd be very cool. Just put a thumbs up if you have something like that. Okay, I know Mill on the Track definitely has one. Okay. Y'all let me know if you got a Dawless setup, y'all let me know. Okay. All right, we got a few people in here. Okay. We got the Dawless crew in here. And it doesn't have to be the new MPC. It could be the old stuff. It could be an old keyboard that has a sequencer in it, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just put a thumbs up in here if you have a Dawless type of a setup, because I want to see who I'm talking to tonight. I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see or if you've had a Dawless setup. If you've had one in the past, you can say that as well. You know what I'm saying? If you've had a Dawless setup in the past, let me know as well if you've had something like that. I just want to kind of see what's going on here. I know we're going to get that to baby son. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. All right, so we got a few people. A lot of y'all have a Dawless setup. That's very cool, okay? I like that. Now, what I want to ask, too, is what frustrates you guys about your current Dawless setup? See, I knew I was going to throw y'all in for a curveball right now. What frustrates you guys in your current Dawless setup? What frustrates you guys? What's one of the things that frustrates you? Okay, so let me know the piece of equipment and very quickly what frustrates you about that piece of equipment. Just let me know real quick before we get started. I just want to know, like, what frustrates you guys about the equipment that you have. Okay. Lack of communication from developer companies, memory, arrangement, loop to song. Last December, I had a machine, but not anymore. Oh, my goodness. I got no hardware over here, just a DAW. I need an MPC. Nothing. Okay. MPC Live 2. No mouse support on MPC MIDI editing. Mastering to Luft's levels. That's a good one. I've been talking about that one. MP key 37. Nothing. I'm new to it. Just got the Kai key 37. Okay. On God. No thanks. Nothing really. Good question. Started on a computer and still on the computer. Okay. I need an MPC. The only thing that frustrates me with the Phantom is it only has 4 outputs. Okay. Thing is, when I have to record audio from the Phantom, it has a 1 millisecond delay, has a fix. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know about that, Mill. Figuring out if I should get the SSL Big 6 to connect everything or just the interface. Intricate Incorporated, what's good, man? Oh, man, you ain't no member no more, man. Oh, thought we was here, man. Thought we was here. It's all good. Hey, if y'all want to be a member, ain't nothing but like $4 a month, man. Y'all can support your boy. Come on, man. $4 a month. Support me, man. MPC running Pro Pack, need more audio tracks. Saving my money for MPC Live, nothing really. MPC 1, Command, what's good? Live 2, okay, mixing. Not being able to pan my mixer when using direct out. Ooh, oh, okay, I see you on that. Noise. That I have to use a computer after I'm done, huh? Learning 3.6 from 2.15. I get MPC. I'm curious what the flip side of this is too. Frustration. People, not yet. FL Studio getting better and better. True. Loading sounds my MPC for that, man, because HD crash. You can't master in a Dawless workstation. Don't even go there. I think you can. Should save up for 1. Okay. 16 MIDI tracks instead of 8. Okay. Well, you can kind of do that. Out of style beats. We'll talk about that. Bad firmware is a deal breaker. Learning Logic Pro after 23-year hiatus from music production. I'm returning and everything is different. Okay. I solved my issue by running 8 hours into the MPC into the Model 12. Okay. Need mastering connect. Okay, cool. I will come to I will come to NAMM. I'm probably not gonna bring my MPC Live. I'm only gonna be there for like a day, I think. MPC key 37 is all good. Have MPC Live 2 also. Okay. I canceled my membership last year. Stepped back a bit online. Okay, it's all good, Intricate. You know it's all love, man. It's all love. You ain't got to do nothing. It is all love, man. That's like icing on the cake for me. It's all, as long as you come on here, that's all good, bro. The converters. Oh, here we go. Okay. So now, last question, and then we're gonna get to the discussion. What's something that you like about your Dawless setup? What's something that you like about your Dawless setup? Go ahead and tell me something that you like about your Dawless setup. What do you like about your Dawless setup? You know what I'm saying? What do you like about your Dawless setup? We're going to answer this question and we're going to get to the discussion. You know what I'm saying? I love my Dawless setup, especially the setup I got right now, man. Especially the setup I got right now. I got this bad boy right here, and I still got, and I'm using the Bolo 2025 drum kit. Thank you, Intricate, for going ahead and gifting 5 memberships, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Man, BusyWorks, you got a free membership, BusyWorks. Okay. You came in at the right time. Oh man, BusyWorks is a member of the channel. There we go. You might win some free items. Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all get that Bolo 2025 drum kit, man. It actually sounds pretty cool. I might give some away too. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm working with right now. I like my portability, able to travel with it, inspiration. Okay. You can take it with you. Most people use laptops in studio, hardware. Now Busy got to get an MPC. Busy got to get an MPC now. He's a member now. You got to get your MPC, man. Don't matter which one. Make music on the fly. Okay. How does the Astrolab stack up to Yamaha Acoustic? It sounds good. I love the Astrolab. It sounds really good. Hands on. How much for the drum kit? It's only $15. $15. You could play freely. Notes land where they should, unlike FL Studio with computer hogging resolution. No latency is the GOAT. I need more montage sounds on my live. Super hands on. Okay. I have a sampler made in Japan. Fun to play too. Okay, cool. So this is what we're going to talk about, right? So I see what everybody is coming at with this. And this is what I want to say. And it's crazy because I see a lot of people online and they make a lot of content about the MPC. You know what I'm saying? They make a lot of content about the MPC, and a lot of people are saying, oh, man, you don't need to go Dawless. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing that. And I know it's a lot of people right now who are waiting on the Dawless downfall. They're waiting on this thing to crash, and they're wondering, when will this Dawless thing end? Why is everybody trying to go Dawless? Why is everybody going backwards? Why is everybody doing this? Why? Why is everybody buying this equipment? Why is everybody talking about going Dawless when it takes more time? Why is everybody doing all of this stupid mess? Why are we buying all of this Dawless stuff? Why? Why are we buying this when we don't need it? Hold on. I don't want my camera to pan right now. But why? Why is everybody so hyped over an MPC that may or may not come? You know what I'm saying? We don't even know if it's coming. Why is everybody doing this? Why is everybody so worried about all this Dawless stuff? Why is it hasn't ended yet? It seems like it's been here forever. It seems like since 2017 has been a huge thing online. Why hasn't it gone away yet? Y'all guys are stupid. Why do you guys got Dawless? Why? Why do you have a Dawless setup? That's what a lot of people are saying. They thinking that we are going crazy over here because we're buying more equipment. Why are you buying equipment when you don't need it? It sounds the same. A DAW setup is better than a Dawless setup. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you guys reason number one. Reason number one is this. Let me pan back to this real quick. Reason number one is, you see this? I can touch it. I can touch it. I can touch all of this stuff. And guess what? I own it. I own it. I own everything. I own it. When you have a Dawless setup, you own it. Whether, and I get it, I understand things can break. Things might act crazy. Sometimes stuff doesn't work and needs work, especially them first batches of stuff. I know some of y'all had some problems with that. But one of the real reasons why I have really switched back to a Dawless setup, and my number one reason why, is I own it. Because let's be 1,000%, I love all my Arteria stuff. I love my Korg stuff. I love all my sounds. I love all my plugins. I love all of that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love all that stuff. But we necessarily don't own it. We necessarily do not own it. We are getting it licensed to us, but we do not own those sounds. You got to think about it like this. We are using licensed sounds to us. So we may purchase it and we may get a lifetime license for it. But what if these companies don't make it? What if they fold? What if something happens in the database? What if something happens with your computer? What if anything happens? You don't necessarily own those sounds. They're just being licensed to us. So my thing is ownership. I like, okay, So Many Beats, you are correct. Hold on. Let me stand corrected. So Many Beats, you you got me on that one. But guess what? You're right. There's an argument for reserving crack plugins when you put it like that. You are right about that. Okay. You shouldn't get no crack plugins, but you know, boy, you are right about that. You caught me off guard on that one. Please, somebody clip that for me if y'all don't mind. Clip that for me because caught me off guard with that one. But it is true. But at the end of the day, we don't necessarily own the sounds. Now, let me break this down too. We don't necessarily own the sounds inside of these keyboards either. They're technically being licensed to us. But the thing about it is, if you bought a keyboard and those sounds are on there, I got keyboards right now that I bought in 2005, 2006. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that. But I've seen keyboards in 2005. I got keyboards from 2005, 2006. And I can still plug up those keyboards and still get those same sounds right now because I own those boards. I own them. And that's the best thing about it. I don't have to worry about if anything happens, if I'm not, like Mill on the Track says, if I'm not being connected to the internet or something may happen, I don't have to worry about that. I can just pull up my boards and go to work, pull up my MPC. Like I just had a picture with my MPC 2500. I wiped her down the other day, cleaned up a little bit, put the JJOS back on that thing. She's running great. I've had that MPC since 2005. I believe either late 2005 or early 2006. I got that MPC. Shout out to my guy A-Ski. I've had that MPC for roughly 20 years now, and it still powers up. And I still got sounds in it. I still got my samples in it from back then. So I own it. I own it. Shout out to Quentin Barrett for the donation. Thank you so much, man. And thank you, Jesus Hits. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, Jesus. We're going to talk about that too. I'm going to talk about that too. But that's the one thing I like about hardware is you own it. You know what I'm saying? You own it. So when you own something, that is ownership. Nobody can take that away from you unless you break it or somebody steals it or you sell it. That's pretty much it. So that's the reason why I've been collecting a lot of keyboards, a lot of hardware units and stuff like that. Like I hoard all this stuff just like how I hoard keyboards. And the thing about it is a lot of these keyboards are so much cheaper than what they were back in the day that you can buy keyboards with a ton of sounds in them and get around about the same amount of sounds as you would get when you buy like some of these big VST libraries, but you'll get it in a hardware form. And then bam, you're crazy. You can go crazy with it right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the main reasons why. That's one of the main reasons why I love the Dawless setup. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main reasons why I love a Dawless setup. And then the thing about it is I see a lot of people talking about crack software, you know, and everything like that, which, yes, you are right, Millitrack. Crack software did help FL Studio a lot because FL Studio was very much cracked back in the day. But the thing about it is I ain't got to crack nothing for new sounds. And then, you know, it's just fun to work on a Dawless setup. Okay, that's number one. That's why this thing has not ended yet. Number one, people are really wanting to get back to their ownership side of this thing. They want to get back to the ownership. We never had to worry about ownership back in the day because we owned our equipment. You know what I'm saying? We owned our equipment. So that's one of the main reasons why you're seeing a lot of people buy these units. It is not, and I repeat, and somebody clip this up too, please. It is not about how these units sound. It is not about how these units are being used or how you can use it, how fast it is or how slow it is. A lot of people that I talk to that buy these units, a lot of people that I talk to are saying because they just want to feel like they own it. They want to feel it, touch it, okay? They want to feel the tangible side of these units. And that's what a lot of people want. They want to feel that tangible side because right now, if you think about this, and I know, let me speak to some of my iPad people. Right now, there are several iPad companies who made, you know, AU V3 VST instruments for the iPad that right now these companies are gone. A lot of these companies are fading away slowly and they're not even telling you. They're not updating their stuff like Beatmaker 3, not updated in years. As dope as the program is. I don't like that. Because at the end of the day, if you're not updating, if you're not giving us new stuff, that's just basically a dead piece of software. There's a whole bunch of software that's right now that's gone right now. You know what I'm saying? That we slowly just kind of phased away and we haven't even thought about it. Like it's a ton of software right now, software plugins and stuff right now that is not around anymore. It's gone. Now, let's get something understood too. You know what I'm saying? Let's get something understood. In the MPC, they are licensing us them sounds as well. Okay. They are licensing those sounds as well in the MPC. Right? They're definitely licensing us those sounds. However, if you have an MPC, one thing you can always do is throw in your samples. You can still sequence everything with that MPC. Or with your machine, you can still sequence other stuff with it. You can still sequence your other keyboards with it. As long as you have a keyboard with sounds in it, you have multiple MIDI tracks in it, you can do all of that. You can do all of that. So that's a cool thing to have ownership. And I think right now, a lot of older producers, and let's be totally honest with you guys, a lot of you guys who are buying these pieces of equipment are older. Most of the people who are buying this equipment are 30 years old and up. And I mean up like 70 and 80, right now. A lot of people are getting back into music at 80 years old, which I think is dope, and they're making trap beats. I love it. Okay? But like Walter Grimes saying, you can make your own sounds. All you need is a mic. You can do everything you can make your own key groups. You can do whatever that you want. And you can own those sounds that you make and store them somewhere to where you can always have these sounds. You can take sounds from your keyboards and turn those into key groups. You can take VST sounds and turn those into key groups. You can do all that stuff and save those sounds in the MPC. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people right now are going back to hardware units. I'm seeing people buying more tape machines now. Old tape machines. You know, the old Tascam 8-track tape machines and stuff like that. People are buying that stuff because now if something does go wrong with the computer, you can still record that stuff into tape machines. I'm seeing people buy audio recordings, digital audio recorders now. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen people buying a lot of this stuff because they want to go fully Dawless, because with a lot of this stuff, you can retain ownership and nothing can happen. You don't have to worry about licenses or anything else. Anything else. You can retain all of that stuff right now. So I'm seeing a big uptick with people who are buying a lot of this stuff, and that's one of the main reasons why. It's not everything, but it's one of the main reasons why. It's one of the main reasons why. Another thing is, from my very short independent poll, from going to studio and asking people, it's the feel of actually touching tactile equipment. The feel of actually using your hands in a sense. That's the feel of it. The feel of hitting the keys or hitting that 808, hitting those drums. That is a thing right now that a lot of people really like. It's like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy. The feel of it. And I know it's a lot of people that talk about it like, oh man, it's slow, man, it takes too long. You can do this in the dark, you can do that. I understand that. I know that you can do a lot of things faster in a DAW, but the tangible feeling of making music will forever be something that draws humans to these machines. And it doesn't mean it's all about an MPC. It could be a Machine Plus, if y'all guys are still interested in Machine Plus, because they've been tripping. I ain't gonna lie, man. I love Native Instruments, but they are tripping. They need to come with something quick. I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, a lot of people want to actually physically touch these machines. They're instruments. Even though they are machines, they're still instruments. So you have to know how to do this stuff. And I believe right now, from the people that I talk to, a lot of them, they really love using it because it gives them a feel of actually like, I'm playing this for real. Like, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I love Logic. Y'all know I love Studio One. I love sometimes just having something quick and I can just throw in a sample and do my thing and then add in the drums. But man, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't have that same feeling when I'm doing my drums or sampling like the way I do on my MPC. You know what I'm saying? I can, and yeah, just like Mill on the track, just like you, I'm just as fast on my MPC as I am with my DAW. It maybe even sometimes even faster on my MPC. Because I kind of know what I want, everything I need. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I wouldn't say melodic Angie, I wouldn't say that Native Instruments don't sound as good as the MPC. I think it just has its own particular sound. Native Instruments is actually a very clean on the high end. I like how that stuff sounds on the high end. The low end, MPC has them beat. Now the machines and stuff has a good low end too, but the MPC just has them beat. Just how they have their outputs and stuff. It just has them beat. I don't know what they do on the inside, but low end has them beat. But so far, it's like just having a clean sound. The machine is very, very, very clean. Very clean. But I think a lot of people like the tactile feel. I think people really want to touch and make music. I think they want to really be a part of the music. And I think that's what is something that's very cool. And I think that's why a lot of people are going back to these machines. That's why people are getting hyped about a lot of these machines. Okay? So, being able to touch and feel, it's like when people walk into a studio, like one thing that people really, really, really love about going to a studio is like when they go into a studio that has like an old SSL or something. I don't care how many people talk about, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I do everything in the box. I work on FL, I work on Reason, I work on Logic, I work on Studio One, I work on Reaper, whatever. As soon as they come in that studio, they cannot resist touching those sliders on that SSL. They can't resist it. They cannot resist touching those old boards, even though a lot of those boards are not even working anymore in a lot of these studios. They just look good in there. Like my dog Shake, that's my dog, one of my mentors. I go to his studio all the time, and I see people all the time from, all these young kids from FL, they just touching the sliders because it's just a natural thing to touch that stuff. And a lot of them, they ask you, Bolo, have you ever ran your beats through the SSL? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you want to try it? So I can run all my sounds through there? Yeah. You want to try it? So I can really run my beats and stuff through the SSL? I'm like, yes. We just got to route a few things. You want to try it? And they really want to do it because now, if you run it through the faders and stuff like that, which it does take time now, especially, if you got to route certain things out. But I've done it before with these kids where I've went in there and we've had some extra time and I've routed stuff through the SSL, and we put like some EQ and some low end. And we actually did, I did it one time when the SSL was up for like damn near like 3 or 4 days. It was super hot too. And we ran it through, and I added a little bit of that compression from the board in there and everything. And that kid was like a kid. He was just pulling the knobs in there. He's like, yo, this is crazy. Like the sound is which I didn't really hear a big difference in the sound, but he heard it. But a lot of people, when they come to these studios and they see these knobs, they got to touch it. And that's what it is about with these machines. People want to touch these machines. They want to feel that tactile experience with these machines. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you're seeing a lot of these kids now buy these keyboards now and running them through all the stuff that they bought. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing a lot of this stuff right now because they're understanding, oh man, this stuff does sound a little bit different. Which, segue into sound. And this is going to be something that I think a lot of you guys may be a little torn a little bit. The thing about having an analog sound versus a digital sound is like comparing apples to broccoli. It's two different things. You know what I'm saying? J-Ton Cash, I've already did a video with the Hydrosynth. Yeah, I've already did one. Go look it up. I got one on my page. I don't have a link for it, but I did one with the Hydrosynth already. Did it a while back. But sound. And this is one thing that a lot of people, going to talk about sound, this, that, whatever. And some people going to say, oh my goodness, it doesn't sound that much better, or this, that, whatever. Comparing the DAW sound to the MPC sound is this. When you run anything out of 1/4-inch cables and you run them through any type of pre, one thing you can do with sound is either one, you can run it in very clean, or number two, you can run it in hot, a little hot, and you can actually put some distortion to that sound. And then there's a way to where you can actually run it in hot through your particular machine and then give it distortion, but still running in low enough from the output of that to where it still will not distort inside of your DAW, but it's automatically doing a type of distortion going in just because you have it distorted out of the machine, and you'll still have headroom to push that. It's a lot of tricks to do, and that's the thing about with hardware. It's a ton of tricks you can do to get certain things sounding a certain way. Like a lot of people ask me, Bolo, how do you make your 808s? How do you do certain things? A lot of times what I'll do is I'll make 808s from sine waves, which I have another kit I'm working on, which might not come out for another couple months, but I'll make some kits from sine waves, and they'll be like, so how do you do your distortion from your MPC? A lot of times what I do is I turn that mug up so loud on the MPC where it's distorting on the master in the MPC. And then when I output it, I'll output it at a level. I'll turn the volume down from the output of the MPC and run it into my pre's on my manly to where it's not even. So now you have like, it's a distortion out of the MPC, but it's a still clean signal going through. And then what I do from there is I can add a little bit more distortion. I can add some attack to it. I can add a longer decay to it. I can do a lot of stuff inside of the DAW if I want to, but I can still do all of that inside of my MPC and then run it through my pre's and then run it into my interface. There's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of things you can mimic tape saturation. You can do a lot of stuff like that because you have that tactile way of doing it. And the thing is it's not like you're just with the DAW, it's just zeros and ones, zeros and ones, zeros and ones, zeros and ones. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on with this. You know what I'm saying? That signal, when you're putting stuff through, is forever changing all the time because you have all these electrical signals and all this stuff bouncing around and light and stuff bouncing around that's giving you something different every single time. You know, you're dealing with science in a sense. So when you learn how to use gain and when you learn how to use a little distortion inside the units, it gives you a different sound. And that's what really gives you that sound. You know what I'm saying? Is that how you make your kits? Sometimes, and then sometimes I'll use some stuff in the DAW. I've showed people. I've actually did a short on my YouTube how I kind of make my kits sometimes, but I do a lot of that stuff inside of the MPC. Or I'll run it through my Manly, and then I'll run it through my Apollo and finish it off inside the DAW. Or if it sounds good out of the MP and the levels are good, I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, that new tape effect in the MPC is crazy. Like, yeah, it's crazy. So the thing about it is with sound, it's not necessarily if one thing sounds better, it just gives that particular sound. That's why I say a lot of times a lot of older guys like to buy this type of stuff and they're keeping this heritage of this Dawless stuff going is because of the sound that we grew up on. If you listen to how those records sounded in 1986, 1987, you hear how those keyboards sound on those tracks. They sound different than how they sound now when they're being ran through a digital setup compared to how they were ran through, you know, through like an analog setup back then. You could tell they used hardware back then, and you can tell how it sounds right now with the synths and everything. They sound bigger. Don't get me wrong. The way it sounds right now sounds bigger, but it doesn't sound as authentic to me. Unlike when you hear like an old Keith Sweat record and you hear dum, 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 even with the reverb and everything on that bass, it still sounds like all that stuff is just carved out in the mix a lot better. Because it has that analog element, that hardware element to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we say things sound better. And the reason why a lot of people say things sound better is because they're used to the sound of what it was before everything turned digital. You got to think it's more analog or hardware music out than it is digital music, because you got to think digital didn't really come on to like the late to mid 90s to early 2000. That's when it really went into a full effect. But you got to think about all those years before when everything was done in an analog type of way on tape and stuff like that. Now, it is catching up. Don't get me wrong. It is catching up a lot. But right now, you got to think of all those years that we had all that analog sound, and you got to think of how it sounded. it didn't necessarily sound better because if you listen to all the old Motown stuff, all the stuff, 50s, 40s, 30s, even 60s and stuff like that, it wasn't the best sound. It just had that sound. It had that older sound to it. And even all the way up to a lot of those records, like if you listen, one thing I can say about Bad Boy back in the day, they used to have some of the best sounding records, especially with, the Hitman, how they did the drums and stuff back in the day. And some of the stuff they used to get mixed and stuff like that. That stuff is banging, and especially like, the Dr. Dre stuff. You pop in that Chronic album. And I'm telling you right now, you can put that on any system right now, and that Chronic album sounds freaking amazing. We played that Chronic album in the studio the other day, and we were like, yo, Dr. Dre was a beast. You know what I'm saying? Tactile MIDI, I just talked about it. I don't know if you're kind of watching the stream a little late. I don't know if you're watching it. You must be watching on a delay, but I talked about that earlier. I'm not sure if you're watching the stream on delay. That Chronic album, people talk about that Dre 2001 album or whatever. That Chronic album sounds amazing. Oh my, how the vocals sit on that album. It is amazing how they got that thing sounding. Amazing. Amazing how that, man, we played it in the studio versus all the records that's out right now. And it made every single last one of the records sound like some boo-boo. It's crazy how good that album is mixed. Like it is crazy how good the album is. And the Snoop Dogg album, all that stuff back then was mixed actually really good. You know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy. So that's why a lot of people my age are like, oh, it sounds better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Dre's 2001 album definitely hits harder, but I don't think that album is as clean as the Chronic album. I don't know. Like a lot of people say, like, if you want to learn mixing, go do that Dre 2001 album because, of course, it was louder. That's where the loudness war started with that 2001 album. But that Chronic album has to be one of the cleanest hip-hop albums ever mixed. And I'm going to tell you another one. That Voodoo album, yes. A lot of snares, a lot of kicks. A lot of stuff have been taken from that Voodoo album. I'm going to tell you another one. And I know a lot of y'all, I know a lot of y'all are probably going to be like, Bolo, you are tripping. It's two albums that I really, really, really love. Two albums that I really, really, really love to mix on. It's a whole bunch of them now because all the DJ Quick stuff is crazy too. But these are some of the albums that I used to listen to when I used to have my system in my car back in the day. Do not sleep on that Faith Evans album, her first one. As soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you, and I'll do what I gotta do. Na-na-na. That album is incredibly mixed as an R&B. It's probably one of the best R&B albums ever. Probably one of the best R&B albums ever. That thing is mixed. Whew. Too Short did have some good out. He had some good mixes too. But that right there, crazy. How the drums sound on that whole album, how everything was. That Faith Evans album was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I got an honorable mention too. And we're gonna move on. And shout out to Tim and Bob. And Tim, I talked to Tim. That first Floetry album. Whew. If you want to hear some drums that knock, that first Floetry album from top to bottom, Tim mixed the hell out of that album. Tim mixed the hell out of that album. I said, who did the mix on it? He said, I did the mixing on it. I was like, yo. Listen to that Floetry album. Listen to the drums on there. Especially on that song, It's Getting Late. How did you leave me? And listen to the and oh my goodness. Mike Dean is a GOAT. No, of course, Mike Dean is. But I'm saying it's more people. I'm just saying these are just some of the albums that, you know what I'm saying? But that Floetry album, oh my goodness. That's the sound that we're talking about. That's the sound that everybody wants to go by. And I believe, don't quote me, and I gotta ask Tim again. I think he did most of that stuff on the MPC. It was either 60 or the 3000, I think he told me. I gotta see. I gotta talk to him again. But that, it's a whole bunch of other albums. But I'm just saying that. And listen, honorable mention. Mint Condition album. What kind of man would I be? And what kind of girl would you if you did the same? What? Them Mint Condition albums? Honorable mention. Okay? Honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had some really, really good mixes. And that's what I'm saying is, and then you got to think of all the stuff right now that Mike Dean is doing right now. It's different eras of mixing. So one era is not necessarily better than the other era of mixing. It's just a different sound. But that sound back then is what a lot of the people right now who are my age, older, and some people a little bit younger, that's the sound that they're chasing for. That's why they're saying, oh, this particular sound. That's what the sound they're asking for. Yeah, Jermaine always has a good mix. Jermaine stuff be hitting. You know what I'm saying? So, Michael Jackson stuff, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Jesus hits. I'm in the feeling of using instruments was not coming back. That's why FL can. Fire. Okay. Rewrite that for me, because I'm trying to understand what you're saying. If the feeling of using instruments was not coming back, why FL can outwide the fire and other Novation controllers. I'm trying to understand that. Rewrite that for me, please. Rewrite it for me. Bad was a good one. So that's what I was saying. That's why I'm saying, like, the sound of that's why a lot of people are chasing a lot of these pieces of equipment. That's why people are still going for it, even though the converters might not be the same of that stuff. But, I understand that. But at the end of the day, these things come ready-made. A lot of the stuff that you have to get things to sound analogish, in a sense, or hardware-ish in a sense, in these DAWs, you have to add certain things to these sounds to get them to hit and crack like that. The reason why a lot of people like using these MPCs and machines and other stuff where you have to run this stuff through is because you don't have to work as hard to achieve, especially the low end theory of a lot of this stuff. So, that's why a lot of people are chasing this sound. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people are chasing that particular sound. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Thriller album is mixed very good. They took a long time to mix that album really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they took a long time. They really went through those mixes. But that's when you had those crazy, crazy budgets back then. Those studio owners were eating back then. But That's the sound that people are chasing after. If you listen to those albums on them CDs or whatever, whatever medium you have them on, they still sound good on every medium. iTunes, CDs, they all still sound very good. So, you know, people talk about, you know, different sonics or whatever like that, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's why when Brother EA, when he came out with the converters and everything, I understand where he's coming at, because you got to think he's been talking about sound and stuff like that since when he first got started. And his videos, the younger EA Ski talking about sound back then. So this is not nothing new that he's talking about. I understand where he's coming at with this. Like, if you're building a flagship type of a machine, you should be having that sound, which they are getting better with that. Okay? Y'all are going to be in for a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be in for a surprise with a lot of stuff, because a lot of these machines now are going to be doing like 48, 96 kilohertz. They're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So the sound will still be there. It's just going to be a little bit different than what it was with the machines before. FL is making hardware because it never left. Okay. Well, FL is cool. Like, FL software, it sounds really good. It's not going nowhere. Like Reason's not going nowhere. FL's not going. I'm not talking. Software is not going nowhere. Like, software is not going anywhere. Once one is gone, there's going to be something else. But however, you still got to understand that a lot of people are going back to hardware because they're looking for that particular sound, that particular feel. Okay? So that's why people are going back, even though a lot of people are going back that shouldn't go back. I'm just being honest with you. There's some people that shouldn't even go back. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are buying these pieces of equipment that, I'm just being honest with you, probably shouldn't get it because they don't use it. And brother Kirk State, shout out to Kirk State. He made a really, really dope video. I'm gonna pull this video up. I was gonna do a whole like thing on here, but let me pull up let me see if I can pull up a window on here with Kirk State video. He did this video a couple months ago, and I think it's a very, very, very cool video that he did. I think it's one of the most honest videos that was on YouTube last year. This is definitely a really cool video that he did. Let me go to my history real quick. Let me go in here, and he made some really, really, really good points on here. Shout out to Kirk State with what he did. Hold on, where is it at? Home. Where's my history at? I don't really use it like this. Let me see here. He put a nice video on here. Dang, why I don't see my, I hate when YouTube does all this stuff, man. Like, dang, can I just?
All right, let's talk about it, man.
Hold on, man. You got to go through all this right now just to go through your stuff. Jeez Louise, let me go to the videos and stuff. Like, I can't even pull up my history like I used to. It's crazy right now. Hold on. He did one. It was about. All right, here it is right here. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Let me see. Window capture. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. So this is Kirk State's video right here. And I think it's a very, very, very cool video that he put on here. All right.
If you're not happy with this, or you don't use this, if you're not happy with this or this, and you're not using this, let me tell you something, man. Come on, let's talk. Yo, fam, 1 2 1 2. Is this what we're doing again? Did you not see the video before? You know what I'm saying? Is this what it's come to? Let me tell you something. If you bought some gear in 2025 and you made 2 beats with it, this ain't for you. If you made up 1 beat this year, this ain't for you. If you don't have any music out, this ain't for you. If you are maybe have gas, okay, I'm gonna let you slide, right? Gear acquisition syndrome, all right? If you don't know how to work with what you have, this ain't for you.
Like, come on, man. He's actually saying some really, this is getting real. I like what he's saying right here. This is crazy.
If you don't appreciate or grateful for what you started with, this ain't for you. Because you know that guy in high school, right? I don't know where you grew up, but, you know, I grew up in a middle class type area where some kids had nice cars and some kids just had a car. But
That was me. I actually went to a very rich high school, and I just had a car. I was happy I did. Here we go.
then you notice who was grateful because the kids with the old 20-year car treated it like it was a same year Ferrari. And then you had some kids that had the new car, the same year car, but they hated it because it wasn't the one that they wanted, right? This is where we are with these MPCs and this new gear, etc. Because I'm just not singling out MPCs, right? Yeah, we seen the hoopla. Yeah, this. I don't care what it does. I don't care what it does not do.
Yeah.
All right? What matters over here is if you know how to work with what you have.
Correct. And that's what I'm getting at. A lot of people are buying these NPCs who don't need to have it. And it's cool to stay in the dark. It's cool to stay in the dark. There's nothing wrong with staying in the dark, because some of you guys buy these NPCs and don't really even use them, and then you complain about them. Oh my God, they don't do this. Oh my God, they don't do that. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the NPC doesn't do this. The NPC doesn't do that. And I'm like, yo, you tripping right now. But let's see what else it says.
Do you appreciate what you have? Do you take care of what you have?
Mm-hmm.
Are you generous in teaching others and showing others how to work the gear that you have that's similar to theirs, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not out here each one, teach one, if you're not out here putting your vibes out in the universe, this ain't for you, man. Keep it moving. Stay happy, okay? Work with what you got, all right?
That's correct.
It's that simple, man. It's no need to get all up in arms. I don't care how many pads it has, sliders, buttons, touch screens, speakers. It don't matter if you ain't using it. It's going to sit there and collect dust, man.
Correct. 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 Correct.
Okay? Like I said, if you a gadget head, that's cool. All right? You want to buy it and take it apart and build something, that's cool. But if you're just buying it and you're not making no music and you're not teaching nobody anything, this ain't for you, Playboy. And it's that simple, man. It's no need to get out and go and stress out your credit card or stress out your Zounds.com account or stress out your mom or your grandmom or wifey or your girlfriend to get this or work a couple of hours. No. You want to work a couple of hours on something? Work a couple of hours on your technique.
Okay.
Work a couple of hours on your mastering your craft. Work a couple of hours on marketing and promotion. Work a couple of hours on teaching someone that may be clueless, okay? This is what you want to work the extra couple of hours on. Not a couple of extra hours to go buy something that's just going to sit there and you're going to look at it and then you're not going to make a beats. And then you're going to get on YouTube and hate on somebody that does have something new that is making it, right?
Right.
And you're going to get in the comments and trash their work. Because I always say, man, a bad beat is better than no beat, all right?
Come on, man. A bad beat is better than no beat. Because there's a lot of people who will get up here and will say certain things and talk noise and stuff like that, but don't ever produce nothing. I will take a bad beat over no beat because at least you're trying to work on something. Let's proceed.
A bad beat is better than not trying, okay? I'd rather for you to go on a little league team, on the baseball team, and strike out than sit in the stands with the other fans and complain about the people that are making the pitches, making the catches, even striking out or striking others out, right? You see what I'm saying? This is where we going with this, man. Yo, don't hate, participate, okay?
That's right. Don't hate, participate. Come on, man. Kirk preaching.
Hey, if you're going to go ahead and make the dive, that's cool. If you're trying to upgrade something, yeah, but it's not going to make you sound better. It's not going to make you better, okay? These are the two things that some people don't understand. You know, let's go back to the car analogy or whatever. You can go get all the freshest cars you want. You still ain't going to get the women you want. You can go over cross seas and whatever, but wherever you go, there you are, okay? So you're going to get the same results.
That's right.
Go and spend this money. You're going to get the same results.
Don't matter if you go to the other side of the world, go to Taiwan, try to get women over there. If you're lame, you're lame. Proceed.
Because you're not practicing. You're not putting out anything. You're not helping nobody. Shoot, you ain't even helping yourself, player. It's a quick message. I'm just saying, yo, don't play the fool, baby. All right? Practice and appreciate with what you have. Okay? It's your man's and them. Only reason I'm cutting this off because it's hot as a monk in here.
I like that. And that's where I'm trying to go with this right here. Kirk State, man. Kirk State. I like to watch his channel. Very entertaining. Love his stuff. He has a challenge going on right now, a sample challenge going on too. Y'all make sure y'all tag Kirk State and tell him I put him in my live today. I like him. Y'all need to go and follow Kirk State, man. He's real dope. He makes some good content. Very, very upfront content. A lot of people sent me that video a while back. I never got to it until really last week. I kind of watched it. And at first everybody's like, oh, he's talking about the NPC. He's trying to clown the NPC. But really, when you listen to it, as you guys can see, it wasn't about clowning no NPC or nothing. He was basically saying is that some of y'all are not a part of this game. And some of y'all don't need to be. It's cool. But there's a lot of people who are a part of this because they understand what it is and what it could do for them. That's why it's not going nowhere. A lot of people think this whole boom is going to be over. Oh, people just buying this stuff because we have influencers talking about it. What you got to understand is before the influencers were talking about it, people were buying these units anyway. They were still, before the influencer thing, the whole NPC influencer thing, you got to think, like, really, let's just be honest with this. The whole NPC influencing thing didn't really hit an uptick until like 2020 when, COVID. That's when it kind of like really became that thing. You know what I'm saying? And before that, I was doing a lot of videos. I didn't look at myself as being an influencer or nothing like that, but I was just doing a lot of videos because I love making music and stuff on it. If you guys notice, there's a lot of stuff that I did with the iPad stuff first, and there was a lot of stuff I was doing with Logic and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just love making NPC content because that was the thing that I grew up on. It just so happened to take a turn around 2020 when I really started noticing, hey, I got an NPCX. Let me start making some stuff with this. And I started making more and more videos with it. But now I started noticing things that I could, it could have like an improvement or certain things about it. Right? So I've always had an NPC forever. It's just I took some breaks from it, but I've always came back to it. And a lot of people always come back to it because even when you go into the DAW, I get it. You go into the DAW, you can move faster. Some people love. They might leave the NPC and go into the DAW. But I'm telling you right now, the way it is going right now, with the innovation that they're doing with a lot of these machines, and it's not just the NPC, it's not just the Machine Plus, it's not just, what's the Digicat, whatever. It's not just that. It's other machines out here. It's other sequences out here. It's other stuff out here that do a lot of good. And people want that sound again. They want that sound, or they're curious about it. Now, the people who are curious about it, it might not be for you. You know what I'm saying? It might not be for you. Some people, it might not be for you, but for people who don't have it, and this is another thing, for people who don't have it, they feel that this is just a fad. Oh, people are just buying MPC just because everybody else, they see the influencers doing it and doing that. Do you know how much it takes to spend $1,500+? I know y'all know. Do you know how much it takes to spend $1,500+ on something, let alone being it just a music piece of equipment? Like, you really have to made up in your mind that you want to get this. And then you have people that say, well, it's people that bought the MPCs that returned them and they don't like them. Do you know how many people buy software and they get it and never use it? The hell you mean? You know how many people buy keyboards and send them shits right back? My bad for cussing, but you know how many people send those things right back? Tons of people. I got, I work for, Zounds. Well, I don't work for them, but I get the commissions and stuff like that. But it's still kind of like working for them because I do a lot of promotion and stuff like that, and I get a small little commission. I wish it could be a little bit more, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, people send stuff back, and I see when they send stuff back, and sometimes they'll wait to the last second, or they'll send it back after a week, which I don't think nobody should send nothing back after a week. Like, you need to, it doesn't, I don't think nobody should send anything back after a week unless you have to. But people send stuff back all the time. People send cars back all the time after they buy a car, test drove it, everything, and then after a week, they're like, I don't like this car. People take back clothes all the time. That's just humans. We do impulse buying sometimes. But one thing you can't say is, like, right now, if you're trying to buy MPC Live 3, it's very hard to get one because they're out of stock and all this other type of stuff. Like, it's hard. And people are still trying to buy it right now to this day. They're like, yo, I've been waiting on mine for a couple weeks. I got to wait until February is coming. People are willing to wait for it because they want to get in. They want to be a part of this. So, miss me with all this. People are taking it back because, people don't like it. No, it's not. If people didn't like it, it wouldn't be sold out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I understand what people are coming at it, but that's, it's a thing to where it's like, for every one person who sends it back, there's 20 other people who are trying to buy it. That's why I understand what he's saying. I say this all the time to people. If you're not ready for this, don't go out and buy a piece of equipment and then buy it, hold it, and then send it back when you didn't even have to buy it in the first place. So now the person who really wanted it can actually get it instead of the person who's just buying it just because. Even though I sit here and promote these things on my channel, I always say, if you're not ready for it, don't get it. I tell people this all the time. If you're not ready for it, don't get it. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that are trendy. It's a lot of stuff that are trendy. Every time a new program drops, every time a new update drops, it's trendy. All that stuff is trendy. Anytime a new program comes up with an update, it's a new update. Got to go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what's not trendy? This is the thing. People are only going to talk about things. It's only trendy when you have to pay for it. Because Logic has had some amazing updates, but people don't talk about it as much because it's free. FL Studio has had some amazing updates, but a lot of people don't talk about it because it's free. But oh Lord, if Pro Tools has an update, it's a big thing because people feel it has to be a big thing because you're paying for all of that stuff. You're paying for the updates. You're paying for this. You're paying for that. Oh, Cubase has had a new update. Yeah, it's going to be huge because you're still paying for Cubase. So a lot of people, they say it's trendy because you got to pay for it and get it. That's the only reason why. If the MPCs were just given out for free and everybody had one, they'll be like, oh, I got my MP. I got it. Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like when you have to pay for this stuff, and some people are low-key kind of jealous a little bit because they don't have it or they can't purchase it right now, which is nothing wrong with that. What I try to tell people is you buy what you can afford. And I always tell people too, you buy something and you buy in the hopes of two things. Number one, you buy it in the hopes of making you feel better, making you feel like a better person when you use it. And number two, you buy it in hopes of it making you a profit. So if you spent $1,700 on something, hopefully within the life of that product, you made that money back at some point. Or you made 10 or 15, 20 times more because of that one piece of equipment, like that on the business side of it. So either you buy it because it makes you feel good or you buy it to make money with it. That's pretty much it. But if you feel like it's not going to do either one of those things, I tell people all the time, don't get it. I'm very vocal about this stuff. I say it all the time. Hey, Dawless setups are not for everybody. I made videos about it and everybody be like, oh, Bolo, you just try to sell people stuff. You try to do this and do that. I'm like, bruh, I'm one of the few people online that would tell you guys, if it's not working for you, don't get it. Use somebody else's. Borrow one. Let somebody show you how to use it. Like, try to do all of that before you get it because you're hindering somebody else who really wants it. A lot of people right now would say a lot of stuff, but I'm telling you, I'm one of the few people right now who would tell you guys, if it's not something for you, don't get it. Even if I do 1,001 Zounds commercials and ads, I would tell you guys straight up, don't get it. If you have a homeboy with one, borrow his if he'll let you borrow it for a little bit, or work within the studio, or just tell your homeboy, hey, can you bring that MPC with you, man? I just want to, while we in the studio, I just want to play with it, man, and just kind of, do my thing. Pause. But, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a necessity for you to get this stuff. I've always said that. If you don't feel like the Live 3 is right for you, get an MPC 1, get a MPC X special edition. It's a whole bunch of other MPCs you can get right now instead of the MPC Live 3. But I just know the MPC Live 3 comes with all the new updates, all the new stuff in it, everything. So that's why I say, like, it is what it is. But if it's not for you, don't get it. But doesn't mean you have to hate or wait to, oh man, the MPC boom is over with. People aren't getting MPCs no more. It's all finna be over with. The MPC is dying. Oh my goodness, Dawless setups are dying. People don't want to do Dawless setups. That is completely false. You know what I'm saying? Completely false. Yes, what's the Old Man Pro? Yeah, you can't go wrong with FL Studio for the price. You get everything for like $400. If that's your thing, that's your thing. You can get Logic right now for $199 free updates. FL Studio free updates for, $400. The Studio Edition, like $199. You can get all that stuff free updates. Studio One, you can get a license for it. You pay for 1 year, you get a license forever unless you want to upgrade that license. It's a lot of stuff you can do. It's not for everybody. But don't think that this thing is just going to end like the boom is over with. Oh my goodness, it's going to end at some point. And people make these videos. A lot of times people make videos about this stuff and they say a lot of this stuff, but they don't know how many people buy these pieces of equipment and how much this stuff circles through. The minute that an MPC comes on the market, especially a new one, it's pretty much gone. It's gone. People want these units. And some people say, well, they take them back. Yeah, a lot of stuff gets taken back all the time. But people want to use these tactile units because of the feel of it and how it makes them feel. And then the last thing, what I'm saying about these units, and I kind of got on a little rant right there. The last thing I want to say is people love to be part of a group, a gang, a unit. Okay? And it's not the last one. It's going to be one more after this one. But people love to be a part of a gang and a unit. People love to be a part of a certain unit. Some people love to be a part of the the MPC gang. Some people love to be a part of the FL Studio gang. Some people love to be a part of the Reason gang, the Studio One gang, the Logic gang, the Reaper gang, the Cubase gang. You know what I'm saying? The Cakewalk gang. You know, a lot of people want to be a part of these groups. The Machine gang. The Ableton gang. A lot of people want to be a part of that. That's just humans. We love to be a part of a gang. It's like churches are gangs. Like I go to First Baptist AME Church, and then somebody like, oh yeah? Well, I go to New Mount Zion AME. Or I go to Living God Pentecostal Church. That's my church. That's my gang. You know, that's what people like. When you went to high school, you had a certain pride in high. Or I go to such and such high school. If you went to a certain college, I went to this certain college. You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes to be a part of that gang. That's why you even go into Facebook. They have these groups where you got them NPC group. You got this, that, whatever, and people want to join these groups because they want to feel a part of a community. People want to feel a part of that community. So that's what it is. Everybody wants to be a part of some type of community, and then some people are just stuck in this particular MPC gang, the MPC community. Some people are still a part of the Machine community. Some people are diehard Machine users. You won't believe how many people are diehard Machine users. There's still a ton of Machine users. That's why it's so frustrating to see Native Instruments slowpoke with a lot of these new things that they need to come out with. I would love for them to come out with a Machine Mark IV and a Machine Plus or whatever. I would love to see all that because there's so many Machine users that are waiting for something new. I'm not even saying that they need to even come out with a new standalone unit. At least come out with a controller version. Like, come on, man. That's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum to at least come out with a new controller. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even come out with a new controller. Like the Machine needs to come out with a new controller. Like, a lot of people think, oh, Bolo, you know what's going on. I'm telling you, Native Instruments keeps a lot of things shut behind the doors. You don't know what the hell is going on over there. So they might come up with something during NAMM. They might come out with something in the middle of the year, and I won't know nothing about it until they're like, hey, Bolo, we're going to see you in unit tomorrow. Can you make a video in 2 days? God, dog, I can't even get the stuff. Yeah, Mill on the Track, there's some people who are MPC users that won't upgrade from 2.15. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, oh, man, don't upgrade from 2.15. Don't buy the new MPC. Yeah, that is true. They want to be like, man, don't buy that new MPC Live 3 because we can't upgrade to the 2.15, which is crazy. Trust me, there's some things that I love in the 2.15 version. I wish that was in the MPC 3, which if we complain about it enough, I believe that they'll do some changes. But at the end of the day, people just are part of certain gangs. A Kai Force gang. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people are on that. People want to be a part of a community. And then when you're a part of the standalone community, the Dawless community, you're going to be a part of people who are like, yo, man, that Phantom X6 that came out years ago, man, that thing looked good. And somebody in that community is like, you should get it. I think you should get it. And you're like, yeah, I think I should because I want to be a part of the old rolling game. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend $900 on reverb and go ahead and get that thing. And then when you get the keyboard, you start posting it up. You're like, oh, yeah, I just got that new, old rolling X6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about bringing back the program on the MPC 3. I've had a few conversations. I'm hoping that they might bring it back. They know what's going on. Like, listen, one thing I can say before I talk about my last point, one thing I can say is the folks over at MPC, and I want to say this to everybody that's watching this right now, and please somebody clip this if you can. The folks over at Akai, in music, whatever you want to call it, the folks over there at Akai, they know everything that you guys are asking for. They know what you guys are at. They know what y'all are asking for. They know they know this. The thing about it is you cannot add everything into everything like this. Because as soon as you add something, if you know about coding, if you add something to one line, it can tear up something else. That's why when they have like these, you got to be real careful with these updates. That's why the MPC beta hasn't really came out, because when you add certain things, it can throw certain things off. And that's why they're just waiting to make sure that the beta software is right when it really rolls out. I'm hoping that they'll have the arranger done. I don't know yet. But at the end of the day, what you got to understand is when you write a certain line, you have to sometimes fix other lines, and then sometimes that's when you have certain problems that people are like, oh my God, the new NPC, they suck. They have all these bugs in them because y'all wanted so many features. So when you add the feature, it might throw off something else. That's how all this stuff is really rewired and works. So you got to understand, like you got to understand how all this stuff really works and ties in together. But they know everything you guys have asked for. I'm telling you, they know. They already know. So everybody complain about things, even when I complain about things, sometimes I complain about things that they already are working on right now. They just got to make sure it's right. And you got to think about it. You got to make sure it's right, not just in a DAW situation, but you got to think on these NPCs, they have all type of buttons and stuff that you got to route all this stuff to. It's a lot of work to get that stuff done. It's a lot of work to make sure you got buttons that trigger, and then you got stuff on the touchscreen that has to work right. And you got this. It's going to be forever bugs in this stuff, especially when you're upgrading these things. But then they're going to try to fix the things. So people got to be patient. Bolo, where'd you get that mic from? I love it. Sounds great. This is a universal audio mic. I got it from Zounds.com. It's the white universal audio mic. It's the standard SD-1 universal audio mic. I might keep it for a while. It sounds really good. It does sound really good. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it sounds really good. I like it. I really do. It's the SD-1 from Universal Audio. Sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So that, they know what's going on. Native Instruments knows what's going on. Okay? So they know. Okay? So if everybody like, oh, they need to do this and do that, they already know about that. Then the converters. And I'm going to tell y'all about the converters as well. With the converters, I don't know how much of a priority that is, but, at the end of the day, when you add, and I don't want to get too far deep in this because let's just put it like this. Converters are going to cost people more money if they want that. And this is the thing. MPCs are cheaper now than they were when they came out in the 90s. Like, them things were very expensive in the late 90s, early 2000s. Those MPCs were expensive. People didn't complain about them. Right now, people are complaining about $1,800 for these MPCs. So now if you put better converters in there, now we're going to have to add a couple more $100 on top of that. Like, and then you got to do other things. When you put converters in there, you have to improve the power source. You got to do it. So now you're going to be paying a little bit more for the cost and everything like that. And, unless you're somebody who knows about, like, and I know some of the components could be a little cheaper and that does that, but you got to think in a large scale of all this stuff. It can get pretty expensive because that's how that stuff works. So I can see where they probably cut back a little bit, but the damn things sound really good. They still sound amazingly good. You know what I'm saying? They sound amazingly good. Where's Ski at? Ski in the building? Like, these things still sound really good. They still, you know what I'm saying? They still sound really good compared to a lot of stuff that's out right now. So, do I think they should make some with better converters in them? I think they should give you the option to do that. I think they should say, hey, we're going to come out with this new line. Well, I thought Ski was in the building. I'm about to hit my boy up. But I think they should come out with a new line and say, hey, this is the new converter batch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think they should do that. That would be cool if they just put good converters in the flagship machines. Yeah. I think that they should do that. I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think so. But, you know, at the end of the day, they still sound really good. It's not nothing that I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I'm not really hearing the sound or whatever like that. But I can tell the difference when I'm making a beat in my DAW and making it on my MPC. I can hear the difference on any MPC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can hear the difference with that. But let me get to this last point real quick, and I'm finna shut it down. Last point. The reason why this stuff is not going away no time soon. The reason why that this ain't going away no time soon is because of the nostalgia of how you feel when you buy this stuff. It could be gas. It could be just, you know, an old feeling of having this piece of equipment. It could take you back to the first time you bought your first MP. I talked about this before. It gets your endorphins going, but it keeps them going. It's not like we buy it one time and it's done with. Like, some people really value these pieces of equipment as a lifestyle. And when you're part of this lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? When you're part of this lifestyle, it does not go away. So that's why a lot of people still go out and buy these units, because it does not go away. It's still here. It's not going to go away anytime soon. So I tell people a lot of times this is what it is. This is what it is. You're just a part of this community. You're a part of this society. You know, so when you are somebody who, like, you got to think about it. It's almost like this. Let me break this down for all you guys who are a little bit older. Right now, anytime, and it's crazy because I know you guys are going to agree with me. Have you been on social media and y'all seen, like, when them old school, like, gaming systems pop up, they're like, yo, we got this gaming system and it has 2,500 games. It has all the classics in it. It has Sonic. It has Tecmo Bowl. It has Donkey Kong. It has all that stuff. And I'm like, ooh, I would like that. And I buy it. I buy all of them. A lot of them are trash. But this last one I bought, I got a site. It actually came out really, really, really good. The controllers were good. It was the Sega one, and it came with the wired Sega controller, because the ones that's like, the ones that are not wired, they don't really work that good. You got to be right on the console. But this one, you can actually save the games, all that stuff. It works great. Graphics are crazy. It was only like $60. I had to do it. Don't get the Temu ones. I think there's one Temu one that's cool. But I bought one for Temu, was dope, but the other controller didn't work for it. And then after I bought it, everybody like, yeah, it's dope, but the other controller don't work on it. I'm like, why y'all ain't tell me that before? But it was on like $20-something. But I bought this last one, and it worked. And I've been playing it like almost every day, because you know why? It takes me back. It takes me back to when I was a kid again. And then now I'm teaching my kids, like, yo, this is what we play. They're like, oh, you were playing these games back then? These games weren't too bad. Like, you know, they're playing Sonic and stuff like that. And they're like, yo, do y'all have Sonic? Now they'll play the wrestling games, and they'll be like, why does it look like that? Why do people look like stick figures? I'm like, this was the best graphics back then, bruh. Like, leave us alone. It looked real to us back then. But they play it. They play it a lot. You know what I'm saying? They play it a lot. More than I even play. My kids would be down there playing Altered Beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it takes you back as a kid. Like, they love playing Mortal Kombat on it. They understand why the graphics were like that now. Like, they understand an 8-bit graphics, 16-bit graphics, 32-bit graphics now. I'm telling them about the Neo Geo. They're learning about history and all this stuff like that, about the gaming consoles. And they're intrigued about it. And they'll sit there and they'll go through games I'd never even played. Like, they'll go through a whole bunch of stuff, and I tell them about certain games, and it's certain games that captured me when I was young that still captures my kids right now. I never even told my kids about Zelda. But they're playing Zelda like they were my age, you know, like they were in part of our time. They're like, yo, we like Zelda. And I'm like, yo, that was one of the games back then that everybody liked, but it still resonates even with these kids now. But what I'm trying to say is it gives you that old nostalgia. Yeah, if you had a Neo Geo, you were rich. $200 for a game, the console was like super freaking expensive. And now you look at them graphics on the Neo Geo, be like, man, come on, bro. They were cheating us, bro. When that Sonic the Hedgehog came out, when that Sega Genesis came out, changed the game. Who remember that Bill Walsh football with the talking football? Y'all remember when that came out? Was it the Bill Walsh talking football? It was like the first talking game. It was on Sega Genesis. All that stuff. Tecmo Bowl, Super Tecmo Bowl. Come on, man. Y'all know. It gives you that feeling. It's the same way with the MPC. The same way with the MPC. When you buy these units, it gives you that nostalgia. It gives you that gas. It gives you that feeling. That's why people get it, and they cannot lose that feeling. Yeah, a good game is a good game, kind of like songs. You right about that. You know what I'm saying? They was playing the Michael Jackson game where you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Joe Montana talk football. There you go. Thank you. And like right now, people are bringing these classic consoles out because it's not going away, because people want to feel that old nostalgia. They want to feel young. Everybody wants to feel young. That's why we color our beards. That's why we, try to look as young as possible. People like to feel that feeling again. That's why this whole thing is not going away no time soon. Musicians love to feel young. That's why these people still buy this hardware unit. Hey, man, back in the day, we used to have a hardware unit just like this. You need to go ahead and get this because it feels like this. That's why these guys who was, pushing all these plugins and stuff like that, let them get their hands on the hardware unit. They're right back on it. Oh, man, this thing sound good. Sound better than plugins. They say that all the time. Even the ones who would tell you, man, these plugins are sounding just as good as the hardware. But then you go into their studio and they got a whole bunch of hardware there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that Moonwalker was fire, though. That Moonwalker was fire. Are you running that mic on a preamp? I'm running the mic through the IK multimedia. What is this thing here? I just gave it away too. I run it through the IK multimedia, the stream thing, and I'm running it with like a little bit of compression through the actual Streamlabs right now. Yeah, so I'm just using the Streamlab compression, little EQ on it. That's all. Nothing much. Yeah. That's it. Contra was that game too. Contra was that game. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. People want to go back to their younger days, and that's why people just collect these things. They collect these MPCs and stuff. This is not going away anytime soon. So if everybody's saying, "Oh my God, people are getting rid of their NPCs, people not liking it," that's alternative facts. It's false narrative. It's not true. It's not true at all. Atari games, yes, Donkey Kong, all that stuff. Man, ColecoVision, who remembers that? You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people are going back to buying tape machines, because they want to get that sound, that tape sound again. Like, it's cool with the VSTs, but it's nothing like having a real thing. It's a virtual instrument. It's nothing like having a real thing. And I know people saying, well, you can kind of get it, if you use the right way, which some things do sound pretty cool. But I tell people a lot of times is just run that thing through the real thing and see how you feel. It's just something about the feeling of how this stuff sounds when it comes through. You know what I'm saying? It's just a feeling. And I think it's just, it just takes you back to a day of your innocence, really. It's like, okay, boom, I was more innocent back then. I was just like, ears are just, I was wet behind the ears. And you want to feel that. You don't want to feel the stresses of life. You don't want to feel the stresses of you being a real adult now. You want to just be that kid again. And that's what these machines do. They make us feel like kids. Okay? Make us feel like kids. And that's why we still go out and buy these units, because it's almost like opening up a present, even though it's not on Christmas, but it's like opening up a new present every time. So, it is what it is. Doesn't matter what NPC, doesn't matter whatever. And that's why some people still go out and buy these older NPCs. And that's why if you go online, a lot of these older NPCs are still selling pretty high. Like Honorable C Note just bought an NPC 4000 the other day, man, and he's been rocking out on that thing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna get a 4000. I got my 2500. I'm fine with how my 2500 sounds. I might go out and buy me another rolling keyboard or something like that, just to go with that older setup, because I used to like to use the digital in and the digital out, That was so cool, the way you could just use one cable with the digital in and out, and I can run all my sounds to it, have it digital, and then run it, and then run that digitally inside of my DAW back in the day. You can't do it like that now. I wish they still had that digital in and out, but it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, that's why, you know, that's why I tell people, you know, they ask me, when will it ever end? When will this Dawless boom ever end? It's not going to end anytime soon. I'm telling y'all right now. It's not going to end anytime soon. It's not going to end anytime soon. Yeah, the 3,000 at a crazy high price, the 4,000 too big. You know what I'm saying? And to be truthfully honest with you guys, I'm thinking about getting another MPC 1000. I should have never sold my 1000. I sold it, but I'm thinking about getting I want to try to find like a black one, like an MPC 1000. That was the first MPC I bought brand new. My XL wasn't brand new; it was off the street, but that was the first one I bought brand new. Was that, and I think I might get me just. I think I want to just get another MPC 1000, put the JJOS on that, and you know, like with my 2500, put the JJOS on that, and I think with my that's the two older MPCs I want to kind of use, but yeah, it's like, why do people still buy a vinyl argument? Yeah, I get it. Now, does anybody have any questions for me real quick? Any questions for your boy? Y'all can ask me anything. I know what y'all gonna ask me about, but y'all can ask me any question right now. Any questions you guys want to ask me? Any questions? Come on now, any questions? You had a SCSI drive. Ooh, boy, I remember that SCSI drive. Yes, sir. Vinyl take too much room, but they look good. Like, one thing about vinyl is you can actually put that in the vocal booth and it'll dampen the sound with all that stuff in there. Oh, what's my social security number? 999 9. Yeah, let me know if y'all somebody got is a slab worth $350? Yeah, I believe the slab, if you don't already, okay, I've already talked about this in the video. If you already own the software, I think the slab should be a little bit cheaper, but if you don't own the software and you want to get the slab, it's a very good price, because the software by itself is like $249. And then if you get the slab and the software, the license for the software, it comes up to like $330 or $350. I think it's a good buy for it. I just wish they fixed like how the 808 sound when you pitch stuff with the 808s. It could be me, but I haven't heard anybody talk about it since I talked about it. So I think that was the only thing I didn't like about it. No, I'm not a Capricorn. I'm actually Aquarius. Who's a legit source to get a JJOS? There's a JJOS site. There's a real JJOS site. It's a whole site. And he actually has a YouTube channel as well where he shows the updates and all that stuff. Do you still run the Model 12? No, I don't run the Model 12. And the only reason why I don't is because how I have my room positioned. The Model 12 is extremely dope. And I did hear a good difference on how I would route my stuff through that Model 12. It has a sound to it. Love the Model 12. So if you're looking to get something to add more channels or to group your channels and run them through, the Model 12 is great for your MPC and other stuff. Best Bolo kit to get, all of them. They're all on sale. You get all of them for $90. But my X Factor is my highest kit. People love my 2025 kit. I've been doing it. Is there age limit for producers? No. My brother has the 1000, but it's blue. Yeah, I had the first blue one. I had the first blue. I had the first blue one, but I had a blue one first. That's the first one I had, the blue one, but I want to get a black one. I want to get like a customized black one. Vinyl sounds are the best to sample from? Yeah, I guess so. What's your favorite NI plugin for the MPC? Analog Dreams. That's my favorite one. When do you use a DAW? How do you beef up your sound? Do you resample? No, I just use like certain things like saturation is a good way of using it. I use clippers and just EQ. certain EQing techniques, like if you want to bump up a sound mid-range, if you're going to bump up the mid-range, you might want to take out some high range or whatever, some highs. But you can just use saturation. Saturation will bump up a lot of stuff. You just can't use too much of it, because if you use too much of it, it's going to just be too saturated. JJOS, he's a 2026 version. I believe he's probably working on one. Thought about a slab for a collection. Slab is cool. It's actually pretty cool. I'm going to do some more videos on it too, like some live and stuff. Does your 2500 have the original OS? Yes, it does. It does, but I put the JJOS, but I can always go back to my original OS anytime. I think another reason why music sounded so good back in the day is because we listened to music on CDs instead of streaming. CDs sound way better than listening to music on stream. Yes, they did. Yeah, the 25 kit, y'all make sure y'all get my drum kits. They're good sounds, but not all tuned to C. Yeah, I messed up on that kit. I did not tune all the sounds to C. There's an 808 that is not, the second 808 is actually tuned to B in my kit. I noticed that. Sorry about that, but hey, it's all good. Y'all know how to retune stuff. A lot of them kits don't even come. A lot of them kits come with that stuff tuned all type of way. Do you think Native Instruments is cooking up for NAMM? I hope so. I really do. I really do. That'll be dope. Can you run a record label with a recording studio through a YouTube channel? You probably can. I think anything is possible. Are sample-based producers still around? Sure are. What's one thing you wish artists understood about working with a producer that usually gets overlooked? One thing artists need to understand is they need to listen to producers, because a lot of times producers can actually steer the artist in a really, really good way. I think that's something really cool. Do you ever track out your through your Tascam mixer alone? I have. I did it both ways. I would track out to the Tascam, and then a lot of times I would kind of get my levels and stuff in the Tascam, and then I would track out that way, just using the clicks and stuff like that. What's the hype behind JJOS? JJOS pretty much can take your older MPCs, like your 2500, stuff like that, and pretty much make it to where you can use it the same way as you do the new MPCs without the touchscreen and everything like that. So it basically kind of brings your old MPC equipment up to date in a sense. So you can do like your laser chops in it. You can run your drums in totally different. It's just a better system because he actually used to work for MP and actually program for them. So it's cool. Thank you, Bolo, for putting me on game when it came to using clippers. Oh man, thank you. I'm glad you're using them. What do you recommend doing to export beats louder from the MPC? What I would say is inside of your MPC, just learn how to use the limiter, the maximizer. And a lot of times you don't have to even use a limiter, the maximizer. What you do is you just get it sounding good. You run it into your DAW. And then from there, once you get a good signal coming through your DAW, you can actually kind of clip it into your DAW if you want to do it that way. You can clip the signal. You turn it up loud on your MPC, have it clip it in the MPC, and then run it into the DAW. It'll come out really, really loud. Or try to get the levels very close to zero where it's not clipping. Run it into your DAW, but run the input. It's crazy. I have to show you guys how to do it. You can actually input that sound louder into your DAW, and then you can go ahead and use your clippers and limiters inside that as well. But it's a whole process it's pretty dope. Dawless wave ain't dying. It's getting bigger. My neighbor's 15 years old. Told me him and all his friends don't even use DAWs, just MPCs. Oh, that's dope. How's the switch from the MPK to MP Mini Plus to the Arteria? It's cool. Like the Arteria is just dope because it has the sounds in it. It has a new update and everything in it. And all the MIDI controllers are pretty cool. Like, they're all good. Everybody talks about different key beds and all that stuff like that. It's all cool. They all work. They all have their purpose. I still love the Native Instruments, the M32 controller. That 32 key controller is amazing. One of the best controllers still, even though they need to upgrade that thing. Who's going to NAMM? Me. I'll be at NAMM at least for that Friday. I'll be there. Are we ever going to get a Bluetooth wireless transfer? I hope we do with the MPC at some point. How How's your new child? She is great. She's up there making noise right now. She's great. Great. Beautiful baby. What do you think about producing soon on using AI? I've tried it. It's just not my thing. It's cool. It's cool. Like if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I will say it's better because if you want to produce like on YouTube and stuff like that, it won't mess with the content ID and stuff like that. So it's actually cool to kind of sample that way. That way, you know, if you kind of like try to chop it up the right way, like if you're just using the loop and just doing it like that, I'm not really into that. But if you take a sample, chop it up and make it your own, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to any AI as long as you make it your own in a sense. And that's cool. Like some people can take an old school James Brown sample, chop it up, and you don't even know it's a James Brown sample. So that's the way I like it. I like to kind of chop up things a little bit. Just bought my Pro package for my MPC Live 2. Does it really work well in 3.6? Yes, it does. Learn the 3.6. It's just going to get better. Bolo, do you prefer tracking out or traditional tracking from the MPC Live 3? The USB track. I like the USB tracking. I ain't gonna lie to you. It comes out super duper clean with the USB tracking, and it's a little bit louder. I just like to run it through my Manly and stuff like that because it kind of gives me that little extra texture. But running that thing through them 16 tracks out, whew, especially after you sequenced it inside the MPC, makes life so much easier. So much easier. JJ worked on the MPC 4000 and was laid off while working on the Mac 2500. JJ OS gives the 25 a lot more of the 4000 features. Yeah. All right, what's good, Queens? What's good, Queen Son? Okay, sorry I'm back. Show us some MPXL stuff. We know you got it sitting right there. Sitting right where? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Dope to hear about the M32. Thought about using the Live 3 to see which MIDI board I like. That M32 is actually really dope. Are you planning are you planning any collab videos? It's cool seeing you guys cook up and reminisce. I'm gonna try to do that again, man. But a lot of these guys are very busy, so I kind of try to, you know, when some people hit me up, I'll try to do it like that. How do we track it out USB? Did you make a video for that? No, but other people have made videos for it. It's very easy to use, bro. Like very easy to use. There's videos on it already. I might make a video for it, but we'll see. A lot of y'all are not even into tutorial videos like that anymore. So we'll see. But there are videos showing, you know, people showing how to do it. It's as simple as you just, you know, plugging in the USB-C into your computer. It'll recognize the MPC as an audio unit. You can actually, depending on your program, except for FL Studio, you can set your output to whatever output you want, and it have the input be the USB input. Each one of your tracks, you just set the output to the USB corresponding channels, and then you open up the channels on your DAW, and then you can either route it through via MIDI through the USB, or you can just route it through regular. You can set your MTC routing, or you can set it to just your regular MIDI clock routing, and you can run it like that. I said it sounded easy, but it sounded crazy. Thank you, Tokens. Thank you so much for your donation, man. I really appreciate that. Do you think we need a new type of software for Flagship that's different from the software we have today? Nah, I think everything is pretty cool. How do you balance your faith with your music and stay stable? Man, that's a good question. The thing is, I pray every day, and I just pray that I don't get sucked into what I was in. And I was in a deep depression when I first got music because I got everything I wanted. I had everything I wanted. I didn't know where to go from there. But one thing I learned is once you get to the top, you got to bring people with you. And the way I brought people with me was doing YouTube videos and giving out game via YouTube. And that's what really helped me out a lot because I think that a lot of people who get into these situations, they try to hold everything in. And I think once you start educating people and building a community around you and stuff like that, even when the people do want to hate on you and stuff like that, it really helps you out mentally, physically, and it helps you out with your faith as well. And I think my faith has been really good. I go to church on a regular. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it doesn't matter what you believe in. I believe that I think if you believe in any type of higher power, I think that it will really help you out because it would give you a sense of hope and it would give you a sense of just a divine intervention within your life with all this stuff. And I think it just helps people out. Thank you, Tokens. Hey, good evening too. Good evening to you. Are you going to do any more Astrolab 37 videos? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So many useful tools inside that Live 3. Yeah, you already know, Mill on the track. You already know. Prayer first. Yes, you got to pray every day, man. Got to pray every day. Have fun in the NAM show. I definitely will. I'll be definitely in the NPC section over there. Cool. Can we get a brief on your come up, where you started, what your goals? I've talked about it so much, man. I've talked about it, and I'll do another one. But I started in college. I moved back to Florida in 2005. Had my first big hit in 2007. Never got paid for it. Then She Got It with T-Pain and Two Pistols. Then moved up to Atlanta. Then got another hit with my writers. They wrote on Jamie Foxx's "Blame It" on the alcohol record. Got nominated for a Grammy. Never got paid for that record either. Then I did a whole bunch of other smaller records and stuff like that. I've worked with, you know, Jim Jones, Joel Ortiz, stuff like that. Dobie, a lot of artists here in Atlanta. Some blew up, some didn't. And then I made my biggest hit in 2015 with Silento, Watch Me. And then from there I did the Taylor Girls. Silento's record is Diamond Plus. Taylor Girls record went gold. Darwin record is 2 times platinum right now, almost 3. And then I did Girl in the Mirror by Sophia Grace, which that's almost 3 times platinum. What else? I have a few other records that went top 40 and stuff like that since the pandemic. So, and I do YouTube. So this is where I'm at right now. Do your drum kits work on the MPC 5000? They're one-shot samples, so yes, they'll work if you can get them on there. Do you know EA Ski? Yes, that's my dog. Me and EA Ski talk all the time. Yes. Are there any other advantages of the Astrolab over the 37 other than the number of keys? Yeah, it's no real advantage. They both do the same thing. It's just one is big and one is smaller. That's it. Pause. Are you still practicing guitar? Every once in a while. Like, I'm learning a few things. I got to cut my fingernails, but yeah, every once in a while, I still get on the guitar every once in a while. I can play a few chords on it. I'm not as good as my cousins. My cousins are really good. Like, my whole family is full of musicians. I'm probably the least experienced musician throughout my whole family. But I'm accomplished. Let's put it like that. So, yeah, but my whole family can play, like play. Yeah, EA is my boy, man. Yeah, that's my dog. Every time we see each other, you know, me, him, my girl, or whenever he's with the crew at NAM, we hang out, we talk. It's always a great time with Ski. I've been on his lives before. Great guy. Okay, Eddie B. Okay, used to produce with y'all. Okay, cool. Oh. Why don't you do more beats with the SP404? I'm just not into with the SP404 like that anymore. I'm actually going to sell mine. That's the reason why. I think it's cool. It sounds really good. It's just not my thing. SP404 is not my thing. Bolo's running through all his platinum hits like it's nothing. And no, it's not like that. It's just, you know, he said brief. So I'm just trying to be brief. But I'm very, very happy about all that stuff. I'm happy about all the plaques and stuff I got on my walls. I'm happy about all the streams. I'm almost at 5 billion streams right now, so that's very dope. So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Very cool. Any word on MPC desktop software? Only thing I can say is that they're working on it, and hopefully they will have it done very soon. He say he's running through them like Tony Yayo running through all the spots 50 had him at. All right, man. Okay, here we go. Tyrone says, if you have the Live 3, do you still have to buy the Pro Pack for the Live 2? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. EA Ski be giving out good information. Very good information. Very good information. One of the best. One of the best. Like, people don't understand how dope Ski is and how very well respected Ski is and how big of a producer he was. Like, Ski was on that status back in the day. And a lot of people need to look at the records he's done, man. Like, look at the records he's done, and he's not just an internet guy and somebody like that. Look at his track record and see what he's done. Okay? See what he's done. You got 500 for it? Well, hey, we'll see. I got to compare the prices on Reverb. If I do put it up, it's going to be on Reverb. Okay? It's going to be on reverb.com. That's the only way I do it. Is it true the artist you did the beat Watch Me got 30 years? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Is the Roland Phantom EX still the best to pair the MPC? Any of the Roland Phantoms work really good. Any one of the Roland Phantoms. The multi-channel on the Astrolab, have you tried it? I've upgraded it. I've tried it a little bit. I like what they did. I guess they were listening. I guess they were listening to the boy. Yeah. You never called yourself a platinum mix engineer. Why, when you mix a song yourself and then a song went platinum? Why? Because a lot of times I am a platinum mix engineer. Okay. I am one. Because Watch Me, I mix Watch Me. The version that you hear on iTunes right now is actually my mix. The version that you hear on the radio is Jason Joshua's mix. So I am credited as a mixer on Watch Me. I am a platinum mixing engineer. I am a gold mixing engineer on Taylor Girls single. I mixed that record first when we released it. So I am listed as a mixing engineer on that. And I'm all the records, I recorded most of the records too. So on all the records that did go platinum or gold, I did record the people. So I'm actually a recording mix engineer that went platinum as well. So I just don't really say it because I produce the tracks, and really when I'm producing the track, I'm not thinking about, oh, I'm a mix engineer or whatever. I'm just thinking about producing as a whole in a sense. So that's why I don't really say it too much like that. One day, can we get a little video of the wall on your plaques? I do have a video on here. It's an older video. I do have a video with some of the plaques and stuff, and I got like some shorts of that already. Do you use compression on your beats, and what's the difference? I don't really like to use compression on my beats like that. Do you use your MPC with Logic? I've been using it as a audio instrument. Yes, I use my MPC with Logic. It's dope. Works really well. Yeah, but I don't use compressors like that with my beats. I like my beats to sound really open. I don't like stuff being squashed like that. You know, maybe side chain a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, sorry about the Bucks, man. Yeah, man. The Saints, the Aints, they didn't look out for us today, man. I can't believe what happened, man. Yeah, we could have been 5 years. But it is what it is. They lost what? They lost like 8 out of 10 or something like that. It was crazy. That stretch was crazy. They lost. They lost like, it was crazy, man. I don't want to talk about it. It's all good. I'm gonna be going for I don't know who I'm really going for this year now. The Bucks out. I gotta find a team to cheer for in the playoffs. I gotta figure out who I want to cheer for. Do you like the Astrolab 37 or do you like the MPC Key 37? Key 37 all the way. But the Astrolab is dope to pair with the Key 37 if you want to, have more sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it, good or bad? Compression can be good. Compression could be bad. Just some people like to have that compressed sound. Some people don't. I just like my stuff to sound open. I think compression just kind of rounds off things a little bit, and I like the attack of sounds more. But you can use the compressor to give certain sounds an attack, but it's a way you got to set. Some of these compressors. Some of these compressors don't have stuff where you can do that. I thought compression brought the lower sounds up. It does. It does bring the lower sounds up, but a lot of times it brings artifacts up too. So when you add too much compression, it'll bring artifacts that you don't want up too. So I don't like using compression. I don't like using it. So if you can compress things, yeah, it'll compress that signal. But what it does is if you have any type of noise or artifacts, it's going to bring that up too. And then that kind of gives it something. I would rather you use an expander than use a compressor or use a saturator. Or you can even use a limiter. But you learn about expanders more than compressors if you want to bring things up. The Waves MV, what's it, the ML1, MVL1, and something like that. It's an expander. It's really dope too. What's your thoughts about the Oxygen Pro Mini? I've never used it, so I don't really have anything on it. When's the new Force coming out? I have no idea. Tyrone Seller said, watch your mouth. Let's talk about the Saints like that. You're going to lose a subscriber. No play. Keep the Saints out your mouth. Man, I'm tired of them ain'ts. They supposed to come through for the Bucks, man. As much as we did for y'all, we gave y'all wins this year. Come on, man. Y'all was supposed to look out for us, man. Come on. We would have looked out for y'all. It ain't our fault that y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all ain't win them other games. Y'all, the Saints, right now supposed to be in the playoffs. If y'all would have just put the right quarterback in there, how y'all gonna put old boy in there when y'all had that rookie quarterback playing like that, man? Come on, man. Yes, sir. Eddie B, what's good? Did you ever do a tutorial on how to record vocals? I've done some mic videos, but nah, not really. It's just like recording vocals to me is like you just got to have a good mic, run it through a good preamp, run it through a little bit of compression. It doesn't matter if you want to run it through a actual like real unit or if you want to run it through some plugins. Just run it through a little bit of kiss of compression, run it through like a little pre. Like if you don't have a actual hardware unit, make an aux track, put like the SSL on there, don't touch it. Put like I put a compressor first all the time. I always put like some type of compressor so it can kind of like compress the peaks a little bit. Not much at all, a little bit of compression, no more than like -3, -4 dB unless you're hitting like some strong notes. Run it through like a preamp style thing. Like I'll put like the SSL after that. And I'm talking about plugins. And I just used that. When I did Watch Me, we didn't have a compressor or EQ that night. So I had to I ran it through a R comp and I ran it through a SSL and I barely kissed the R comp. And then I ran it through the SSL, didn't touch nothing on the SSL, just ran it through for the coloring and just run it through there. And we had a U87, a beat up U87. That thing was beat up. And it had static and all in it. So the takes, it got a little static in it, but you can't notice it. But that U87 was beat up, man. It was beat up. But it gave us the sound we needed, and we ran it through an Mbox 3, and it came out sounding good. The Chiefs got to hit it. What's your view on regular sampling and AI? I just talked about it. It's all good to me. It doesn't matter what it is. I just think that the AI takes the hassle of you trying to find people and have to get certain things cleared and all that stuff like that. That's if you do it the right way. It's a lot of stuff we're still trying to figure out about AI, but it's still way better than trying to find the family or the people who's over certain, publishing and stuff like that. It's just much easier to do it that way. And then if you take the sample and actually chop it up and make it your own in a sense, that's what I'm all about. Same thing if you're using splice samples, don't just take the loop and just, that's it. Chop it up. Do a few things with it and make it your own. Go with the Titans. The Titans, they didn't even make it to the playoffs. My opinion is the more you get serious about music, the fun leaves. A little bit. It kind of turns into that. It's a job, but I would rather have his job more than anything else, to tell you the truth. What's your view on Ray? Okay, I did that one. Have you worked in the new FL studio yet? Of course. Of course. How do you like that Laden LT 386 mic? Sounds great. Sounds great. I've used that mic for the longest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using this one right now. But that LT mic is crazy. Y'all got to tap in with Bolo, real legend, music engineer and sound legend. Oh, man, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Jaguars. They sound like somebody I might root for. We'll see. We'll see. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate everybody right now coming on here. If you guys want to watch this stream from the beginning, I will have the stream up from the beginning. So if you want to watch the beginning of this and kind of skim through it, go ahead and skim through it. Put it on like 2 times or 3 times X and just skim through the whole stream and just sit back, work on something, or just have me in the background. Just let it just keep playing. But if you guys want to watch the beginning of the stream in its entirety, I will have this up so you guys can watch this. It will be a replay. And I appreciate you guys coming on here and rocking with me. I'm going to be doing more lives and stuff like this. And I had a fun time with you guys. And we're going to be on here talking about more interesting videos and more interesting topics. Okay? So, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.